To reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. We're coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka, Accra. My name is Adjuatin Kramadom, and coming up this afternoon, school feeding caterers in Ashanti region threatened to withdraw their services for next academic year over delays in payment of outstanding arrears.
If they don't take us serious, we will not also take them serious. And this year, if they don't pay everything for us and whatever we are demanding, we also tell them that we are not going to cook.
Also in the bulletin, West African Examination Council WAEC discloses release of over 55 million Ghana cedis for conduct of this year's BEC, which commences on Monday, July 8.
We can assure everybody, as at the 4th of July, we had begun to dispatch our staff to the various examination centers where they are going to keep depot and also to organize examination.
Still ahead, less than 24 hours after declaration of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as running mate in the December elections for the New Patriotic Party, some names start emerging. Although party is yet to announce vacancy in the Menchia South seat. We will be live in the area for more on this, and later minority hints at another protest against Bank of Ghana governor and deputies over financial losses. Stay with us for details of these and more stories coming your way in the next 30 minutes. Remember, the bulletin is live around the globe on citinewsroom.com, on YouTube and on Facebook. You can find us on Citi 97.3 FM. Across the country, we're also live on a number of affiliates. In the Upper West region, this is Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli, Jurapa 96.1 FM in Jurapa. In the Upper East region, tune in to Recast 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Northern region, North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In Northeast, Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigu. In the Western region, this is Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade. Ashanti region, tune in to Focus 94.3 FM. Also, Orange 107.9 FM all in Kumasi. In the Volta region, tune in to Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabala. Holy 98.5 FM in Aplao. In the Savannah region, you can find us on Kasha 99.5 FM in Damongo. And in the Bono region, this is J Live 95.5. Stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your company this afternoon. Let's begin from the Ashanti region, and caterers under the government school feeding program in the region are threatening to withdraw their services for next academic year if the government fails to pay all outstanding arrears owed them. The caterers say they were expecting to receive payment for 3 academic terms at 1 cedi 50 pesos per child, but they have received payment for only 1 academic term, and the monies reflected show that they were paid 1 cedi 15 pesos per pupil, contrary to what had been discussed. Now, the caterers who are accusing the gender minister of treating them unfairly say she's deliberately making deductions without proper consultations and explanations. The others urging the government to ensure they are paid what has been promised them, or they will refuse to cook in the next academic year. The Ashanti Regional Secretary for the Progressive School Feeding Caterers Association of Ghana, Dorothy Ofori Sapon, has been speaking to Citi News.
This is an election year. We don't want a situation whereby the gender ministry are going to do worse things for him. And so he should come in and look into the matter where that problem is coming from. Because government payroll is huge when it comes to government sector. You have never heard any nursing personnel saying that my money has been reduced, my money didn't come, or a teacher is complaining of his salary. Why gender alone, a single department? And so we are pleading that We need our money. Secondly, the second term payment, we are demanding it by next week. And then before the end of the academic year, they should pay the third term too. Yes, we've realized that the gender is not taking us serious. And what we are going to tell them is that, or what we are telling them is that, if they don't take us serious, we will not also take them serious. And this year, if they don't pay everything for us and whatever we are demanding, we also tell them that we are not going to cook. And nobody will cook.
You had Dorothy Oforisa-Sapon. She is the Ashanti Regional Secretary for Progressive School Feeding Teachers Association of Ghana. Now, the Minority Caucus in Parliament has hinted at plans to stage a second protest to demand the removal of the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, and his two deputies from office. This follows an unsuccessful attempt by the group to get Dr. Addison and his deputies sacked in a protest in October last year. The group is protesting the over 60 billion Ghana cedis losses recorded by the central bank in the 2022 fiscal year and a subsequent allocation of over $250 million for the construction of a new headquarters. Now, City News sources within the Minority Caucus say it is imperative that a governor who supervised, and I quote, a great mess at the central bank is replaced with a more competent person. According to our sources, Boko Central MP Mahama Yariga, who has filed a right to information request demanding information on the combined losses at the bank, is likely to lead this protest after obtaining the necessary clearance from the police. Now, moving on, the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, says it is prepared to conduct the 2024 Basic Education Certificate Examination, the BC, despite outstanding payments owed them by the government. Contrary to concerns raised by stakeholders that the council might be unable to conduct the BC due to outstanding debt, WAEC has indicated during a press conference in Accra that it is set to conduct the examinations for over 500,000 candidates from over 19,000 participating schools. In an interview with Citi News, the head of public affairs at WAEC, John Kapi, explained that as of July 4, the government had released 55.8 million cedis of the total amount owed, which is sufficient to conduct the exams.
We can assure everybody, as at the 4th of July, we had begun to dispatch our staff to the various examination centers where they are going to keep depot and also to organize examinations. So yes, we are given the assurance that the exams will come on as planned. So far, we received about 55.8 million from the government, and that is adequate for us to be able to conduct the examination successfully. For now, whatever we received is with regards to BEC. So we realize that today we spoke mainly about BEC and not about the WAS or any other examination. So certainly we have enough funds for us to be able to conduct the examination. And as I indicated earlier, there are plans. In fact, plans are far advanced for the release of more funds to enable us go through the process and release the results.
You have the head of public affairs at WAEC, John Kapi. Well, let's stay on the BEC because the Africa Education Watch is calling on all stakeholders to join efforts in combating examination malpractices during this year's exams. Over 2,000 candidates who sat for the 2023 exams were investigated by WAEC over suspected malpractices. Speaking to Citi News ahead of this year's BEC scheduled for Monday, Divankpe, the senior programs officer at the Africa Education Watch, called on parents, teachers and the WAEC to ensure incidents of malpractices are reduced in this year's exams.
So what has to be done at this point is for WAEC to ensure that the GS staff that they engage, they actually provide an examination supervision that ensures integrity in the entire process. So this is now more about the GS staff that will be providing the external supervision. They will have to ensure that whatever they do, there's integrity in whatever. And then parents also have roles to play. But I think we don't need to, at this particular stage of the children's life, to be introduce them to more practices. It's not a good value. So parents have to encourage their wards to engage in such practices by giving them mobile phone to get some of these things on their mobile phone in the examination hall. Hasn't helped. And then teachers who will be the supervisors in the examination hall. Teachers will have to be reminded that the students look up to them and they need not to be teaching them that using foul means to succeed is something that is a good value to be promoted, not at all.
You heard Divine Pay, he's a senior programs officer at the Africa Education Watch. Well, let's stay with the group because they are cautioning the Ghana Education Service against political interference in the implementation of the newly launched self-placement system for newly qualified teachers. The GES on Thursday announced the new system which will allow recruitment to schools with teacher deficits. On speaking to City News, Divine Pay, who is a senior programs officer at EduWatch, urged the GES to ensure the new system does not repeat interferences in previous systems.
There have been some past initiatives to address deficits in underserved areas, especially I think that's about 2 or 3 years ago, where majority of newly recruited teachers were posted to places that were having high teacher deficits, mostly underserved areas. What we saw is that there was some sort of political influence within the placement. So persons were placed, but they had to change their placement. Some people reported, but they also had to stay there just for a few months or a year, and then they had to go back because they have persons that were influencing their reposting for them. So that's our worry, that if we allow this particular system to work without any interference from any person, including the political class, it should be something that will address the deficits in the underserved areas. We presented some of the areas that there are high teacher deficits, and based on our data, we'll monitor to see if indeed those particular schools with high deficits have been filled.
You heard Divine Pay, he's senior programs officer at the Africa Education Watch. Now let's bring you one of our headline stories. And following the confirmation of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as a running mate to the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, some individuals have expressed interest in replacing the Menchia South MP once he resigns as a member of parliament. A poster of the Menchia South constituency treasurer, who is Dr. Opoku Prempeh's biological brother, has surfaced. City News has learned that other individuals have also shown interest in contesting that seat, but we have seen a statement from the party announcing some guidelines for a possible by-election in the constituency. And I've been joined in studio by my colleague Zoe Abubedu Ado, who will run us through what the statement says. Zoe, what's the NPP saying?
So basically, they have approved timelines for a parliamentary primary by-election. You know, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh was officially outlawed yesterday, and he's the current member of parliament for Menchia South. He was supposed to run for the NPP in the upcoming polls, but because of his current position as running mate, he cannot maintain the seat. So they have opened up nominations. So on Monday, July 8th, nominations will be opened. They have only one day. So it means Tuesday, July 9, nominations will be closed. And there's going to also be an election on July 14. So just 1 week to go through.
So the by-election is on July
14, yeah, which is on Sunday. So next week, Sunday, July 14.
That's a rather short time.
Very, very short time for people to campaign and do all that. But what you should also note is that there's an application fee of 3,000 cedis if you want to apply. And then you have to pay a filing fee of 35,000 cedis in bankers' draft in favor of the New Patriotic Party national headquarters. But however, youth, women and persons with disabilities will receive a 50% rebate on the filing fees. And this means that they'll be required to pay a non-refundable fees of 17,500 cedis. So they are not paying the 35,000. And what I also want to mention quickly is that there is an election committee that has been set up, and there are about 7 categories of people, and 5 people have been named here. We have Dankwa Smith Bute, who is going to be the chairman of the elections committee. We have Bernard Inchibo Siakon, who is going to be the vice chairman. Patricia Pieje will be a member. Martha Kodua will be a member, and Evans Nimako will be secretary to this election committee that will be held on Sunday, July 14. So they have just a day to file for nominations in the Menchia South. So this was signed by the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Kodia-Frimpong.
Thank you so much. You heard my colleague Zoe Abubedu running us through the guidelines the New Patriotic Party has provided for the by-election in the Menchia South constituency after Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh was named running mate to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia for the December elections on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. Well, we'll stay with the party because it says it will officially outdoor Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh on Tuesday, July 9th in Kumasi. The party says the outdooring in the Ashanti region will help revive the party in the region. Menchia South MP and Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh was officially announced yesterday as running mate to Dr. Bawumia for the December post. Henry Nanabuachi, who is national organizer of the party, says the NPP is poised to win the December elections. Well, let's stay with matters relating to the NPP because the vice president, who is also flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has announced plans to import some 100 electronic buses into the country if he wins the 2024 polls. Dr. Bawumia says the move is aimed at reducing carbon emissions as part of efforts to fight climate change. Speaking at a meeting with members of the GPRTU in Accra, Dr. Bawumia says the electronic buses will be public-private partnership.
One of the issues as far as reducing the cost of transport in Ghana, and say yanko through two things. First of all, we should move towards electric vehicles. Sano ebebua environment no, but electric vehicles no, there are two elements that help all of us. One, it doesn't consume petrol. So petrol, it will not impact the electric vehicle, the prices of the transport. Number two, spare parts. So there are not many spare parts in the electric vehicles. The main spare part, battery. And the battery can last you for years. The transport cost, and I started this month to build the charging stations. Because electric vehicles in here charging stations so that ubeko charge a battery, and we want to place the charging stations in virtually every filling station. Will have a charging station. We want Ghana to move to solar power, so the charging stations will be hybrid, both solar and electricity. But we want to move more towards solar powered electricity generation. This year, we are hoping to bring in close to 100 electric buses this year to show the public how it is working.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is Vice President of Ghana, also the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, Fisheries Ministry assures fisherfolk of enough relief as the 2024 close season commences. More details shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Is your essay ready? Have you already submitted it? In 2024, who will be crowned the new champion? We're getting closer and closer to the deadline for submission. As a JHS student, don't miss out on the opportunity to win a whopping 10,000 Ghana cedis and an entire year of bragging rights for being the very best JHS student in Ghana. Additionally, you get to have your voice and thoughts heard nationwide as you contribute to national discourse. Here's how to join the Literacy Challenge 2024. In not less than 600 words, write about the role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana. What changes would you like to see, and how can young people contribute to making them happen? Scripts must be in your own handwriting. Script must be endorsed by a parent. Add your full contact details. Deadline Saturday the 13th of July 2024. Submit entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV in Tesano or 97.3 Citi FM in Adabraka, or send it to PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For inquiries, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, Alive Soap, Feel fresh, feel alive. From the house of Wilma Africa Limited. Fortune spread for bread. Yummy, delicious, always on point. Another quality product from Wilma Africa Limited. Ruby Biscuits by M4 Foods and Prospectus Ghana Limited.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV. Telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's bring you some more stories. The Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Mavis Hawakumson, says her outfit is committed to providing enough relief items to fisherfolk during this year's close fishing season. According to the sector minister, the move is to discourage fisherfolk from embarking on fishing expeditions during this period, which could lead to their arrest. The government has implemented the 2024 close fishing season for artisanal fishers and industrial trawlers beginning July 1. Now, speaking to the media after presenting some relief items to fishermen in Jamestown in Accra, Mavis Hawakumse mentioned that among all the neighboring countries observing the exercise, the government of Ghana is the only authority supporting fisherfolk with relief items.
Previously, what we were bringing them was not enough because we didn't have their data. But today, fortunately, we have their data and we've been able to, every canoe and its crew, even if not all the members of the crew, we have met them more than halfway. Some other countries are not supporting. We do the close season together with Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, and then Liberia. But they don't give relief items. It's only Ghana that we give relief items because we know our situation. And we think it's a way to also motivate them, encourage them to also stay out of the sea. It's become a law now. When they go, the officers will be there, enforcement officers will be there to arrest them.
You have the Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Mavis Hawakumson. The Human Rights Court 1 in Accra has removed Ninwete Amobi's name from the Register of Chiefs as the Chief of Apollonia following land litigation issues. The kingmakers of the Apollonias 2 contested his status as a registered chief after he was accused of allegedly fomenting trouble in a sale of lands in the Apollonia area. In her judgment, Justice Barbara Tetechawe noted that Ninwete Amobi's entry into the register was done improperly and the circumstances surrounding it are questionable. Speaking to City News after the case, one of the guarantors said Afum noted that Apollonia currently has no chief and anyone who deals with the unregistered chief in any land contract does so illegally.
We have won it. His name is going to be expunged from the National Register from today. He's no more gazetted chief. Oh, if they come to us, we the grantors, we can grant, we can sell. If anybody who need the land must come to us, the three heads of the royal clans, we can sell. We can sell. If they come there, we will never agree. No, we will never agree. We'll find our own chief. We'll find our own person to be a chief in Apollonia. We'll never agree.
But why is he not the proper chief?
Pardon?
Why is it that you don't consider him as the proper chief over the years?
Oh no, it's not a citizen of Apollonia. He's a stranger who came and settled at Apollonia. It's not a Apollonia man. It's not a member of our community. It's a stranger.
He has said Afum he is a guarantor in the case involving the removal of the Apollonia chief from the Register of Chiefs. You're speaking with my colleague Fred Duho. Now, the Chief Justice Gertrude Saki Tokono has called on women in law and leadership to remain steadfast in their pursuit of justice, acknowledging the numerous challenges including stereotypes and harassment that women face in the legal profession. She encouraged them to persevere and make the most of their working environment. Speaking at the convening of the Institute for African Women in Law's Gender Equality in Law campaign, she assured her commitment to creating a more conducive environment for women practicing law in Ghana.
We must remain steadfast in the commitment to law and justice, undeterred by external pressures. The inescapable reality is that the current workplace, particularly in the context of the judiciary, was primarily conceived and constructed without an awareness of the needs of working women. It is therefore incumbent upon women leaders like myself to shape working spaces to better reflect the diverse needs of both gender. Robust strategies must be formulated for resilience that allow the female presence to endure and give of its best to the judicial system and thrive, as well as the legal profession. The commitment to transforming the workplace into a more inclusive and equitable environment extends beyond any generation. Our current generation bears a profound responsibility to the younger generations of women who are watching and learning from our example.
Chief Justice Gertrude Saki Tokono. Now, in the ongoing controversies between the trade minister and cement manufacturers over an airline to regulate cement prices, building contractors, developers and retailers are calling for urgent intervention to halt the skyrocketing prices of cement products and building materials. Many developers complain that the price hikes have caused them to halt various projects since they do not have the financial capacity to continue. Citi News' Ashanti regional correspondent Fatia Aminu Ibrahim has been assessing the impact of the cement price hikes in the region and now reports.
With a fast rate of urbanization in the Ashanti region, various areas are developing as many construction works have been taking place in several parts of the region. Developers, contractors and households have, however, been complaining about the hikes in building materials. A major challenge is the skyrocketing prices of cement products. In the Borbine suburb of the Ashanti region, for instance, new buildings are springing up almost every day. Unfortunately, developers say some of these new projects have stalled due to the rising cost of cement and other building materials. Mohammed Mukhtar Adam has been in the building and construction business for almost a decade, and he talks about the frustration of developers like him in recent times.
When we started this building business, I think cement was around 23 cities. So 23 cities, 2,300, you get 100 bags. But quite recently, when you are going for 100 bags of cement, it's about 77. Just 2 months ago, I bought 100 bags of cement, 7,700. 3 weeks ago, then the prices has hiked again. Now when you need a cement, save cement, you can see I have some cement here. I just bought it at 92 cedis. And when you are going for Gassem is 116 cedis. It's really pathetic. You don't know what is going on in Ghana here. Every day when you wake up in the morning, surely we are suffering. I have 2 projects. I've stopped them because I can't buy the cement. I can't buy them. You can see the site.
The Trade and Industry Minister, Kobinata Hiru Hammond, is seeking to lay a legislative instrument before Parliament to regulate the prices of cement. Mukhtar Mohammed Adam says government's intervention, especially regarding tax reduction on cement, will help stabilize prices.
So we are pleading with the, how do you call the minister, K.T. Hammond, right? I heard him. So we are, Honorable K.T. Hammond, we are pleading. Get them, sit down with them, discuss issues. If there is anything you can help them with it, you are the government, you can do it. You are going to reduce taxes for them, reduce it for them. So that Ghanaians will get a lot of relief.
Retailers of cement also lament that They are recording low sales due to the hikes in the prices of cement. They fear some businesses may collapse if the government does not intervene by cutting down taxes on cement.
Since morning, only 3 customers have come in to buy. Yeah. But before then, when you come in the morning, about 100 bags will be gone, sold. But now, nah. If you are not financially strong, yeah, you have to shut down. Yeah. If you are not financially strong, you have to shut down. And with the cement, the profit margin is very few. Imagine, let's say, going to buy cement for around 85 cedis, selling it around 93. Setting other cost, adding transportation costs and all that. Let's say by the time you finish, you are making around 5 cedis a profit. And the business too is not going on well. So you have to shut it down. If you don't have other business to support it, like ours, you have to shut it down.
Developers are attributing stalled building projects at various new sites in the Ashanti region to the hikes in cement prices and other building materials. I am Fatih Amin Ibrahim, Bobine, Ashanti region.
And on that note, we wrap up today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. For more news, please log on to citinewsroom.com. My name is Ajwa Tinkrama Domna. Thank you for listening. Have a good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
Is your essay ready? Have you already